Good evening, everybody. My name is I.M.C. and I'm from class 5th. Today my topic is from astronomy. So let's start. First, let me tell you about my topic. It's the 3 ways that our universe can die. They are mainly like if you want to understand what I'm trying to say, then you need to understand 2 things. One is matter and one is dark energy. Matter is everything around us collected, and dark energy is just the empty void, nothing. Like the almost empty void that is in the air. Like if you see here, it's just air and there's nothing in it to us. So that will be our dark energy. These are 2 forces that are fighting each other. One which just wants to crunches everything under its own gravity, and one that just wants to push them out and keep growing the universe. So the first thing can happen is when dark energy stays constant, and we can also call it the heat death or the big freeze. This is what it is when the dark energy is normal. In this, the gases to make new stars reduced and turn into red dwarfs, which live for a long time, so there will be less gas for the other stars to form. And slowly but steadily, after a few trillion years, the first red dwarf stars turn into white dwarf stars. And after another few trillion years later, I'm telling this in short, or else this one topic could take us for an hour. So the next trillion years, the first white dwarfs start to die, and the large stars already start to die because they have lesser time span than the red dwarfs. Like our own sun, let's say, for example. This will be our sun. It is a giant main sequence star which has a lifespan of 10 billion years. Let me write that down. 10 billion years. That's its lifespan. But an average red dwarf star might be small, might not be that massive, but this red dwarf can live for a lifespan that's way longer than our star, like a few trillion years. That's the lifespan for an average red dwarf star. So, but they still don't die. Red dwarfs turn into even more time-taking killers, like white dwarfs. White dwarfs might not seem that much because they're only as small as the Barnard star, the nearest star, one of the nearest stars. But they have the mass of like 1.2 stars. That's the average. 1.2 suns. And this might not seem that much because there's many more massive stars like R13681. But the white dwarfs have such a power that they can take all the gas from the other stars around it. But that's not what we want to talk about. We're talking about the death of our universe. In a few quadrillion years, the white dwarfs turn into black dwarfs, which are just failed stars that are just dead corpses. Ever seen a dead body? That's literally what black hole stars are. Well, a few quadrillion years, the black holes start decaying and fizzling out. And that's it. The black holes just fizzle out after like quintillions of Google amount of years. And the last thing ever happened was the black dwarfs dying. Black dwarfs are like, they still have enough to do nuclear fusion. That is just like when 2 atoms turn into one bigger atom that make a lot of energy. That happens slowly. Like in a quintillion years, one nuclear fusion happens. And in another zeptillion years, another happens. And this keeps on going for an uncountable amount of years until it's so dense, the core of a black hole star is so dense that it just explodes into a very big hypernova. That's the last light, and as quick as it happens, it disappears. That was the last thing that ever happened in the constant dark energy. Then the last particles die after a very uncountable amount of years. That's the end of our universe. Yep. But there could be another possibility. Dark energy becomes stronger. This is known as the Big Rip. Let me write that down. The Big Rip. You can see, I have told you that it just wants to grow the universe so it can grow it from many parts. That's why it's called the Big Rip. Now in the Big Rip, dark energy destroys matter and defeats it. Not only defeating it, it rips it apart. First, it starts from large galaxy clusters, which start to break apart, to turn into small galaxy clusters, which break apart. That's what happens in only 20 billion years. That's when it starts. Then in a few quadrillion years, the galaxies start to break apart. In a few, in a few Google years, that's a lot of time, the black holes start ripping out. Everything just rips out, even our own planet. Everything will rip apart. And after an uncountable amount of years, the dark matter just rips even the smallest particles. Now even the smallest particles are like their own universe just roaming around, just empty space, I guess. Well, that was short. That was not that long. But there's one more possibility, which is known as the Big Crunch. You might know I have told you about matter just wanting to bring everything close to each other and crunch them to death. Well, that's the Big Crunch. Now, the Big Crunch is when dark matter defeats dark energy by just killing it and just squeezing it to nothingness. This will start in only a few billion years. This is the shortest. Then the largest galaxy clusters mix into one. Then galaxies start to mix into one. Then star systems, then planets, then even particles. Until there's only one giant particle that's the size of the observable universe. That will be large. And we'll already be dead. The humans will also start to squish into each other. That's what will happen. If you're in a spaceship while that is happening, you only have 5 seconds, and then you just get smushed into one giant blob, which has the gravity, and that's it. That's it. The Big Crunch was the shortest thing. So, well, that was the 3 ways that our Earth can die, our universe can die. Maybe it can get reborn. But we should like the universe we have today. It's the best for our conditions. In today's universe, we can explore the universe, even find a way to survive these 3 deaths. So, you should be happy with what we have now. Maybe there's another way our entire universe can die, but just be happy right now. So that's the end of my topic. So let's pray that the first thing happens, the heat death, because then we can live for the longest. So this is the end, and now I'm ending my topic here and now. Thank you. Goodbye.